Hey everyone, so today I'm doing a different type of video. I'm going to share with you my piercings, talk a little bit about them, talk about how much they hurt or how they were like to heal. And then I'm going to do another video later on about my tattoos. These are two things that people have asked if I would share, so I am going to do that. So today is about piercings. Number one, when you're going to get a piercing, you want to make sure you're going somewhere professional and you want to make sure that they're using the proper tools. You want to always listen to your piercer for advice for how long to leave the jewelry in and for cleaning. Now, if you're getting cartilage pierced or your nose pierced, I've heard of people using like the ear guns to get that done, which you do not want to do. That just pushes your cartilage aside and it makes bumps and it doesn't heal properly. Jewelry doesn't fit right. So you always want to go somewhere where they're using the hollow needles. That actually takes out a little plug of skin where the jewelry fits in nicely, heals so much better, and you don't get any lumps and bumps. So my first piercing I'm going to share is my absolute favorite. It is the nape of my neck. Okay, so I've had that piercing for probably 8 years now. It's a surface piercing. Surface piercings are known for migrating, so moving or actually growing out of the skin. It just depends on your own personal body. I've had that for 8 years. When I got it done, the lady said I'd be lucky to have it for a year. She had had hers done, and after 3 years she said it just started to grow out. So mine has been 8, so I've been very lucky. I've known people with piercings in their ears, their belly button, that have grown out, so you never know. It's just up to your own personal body. So when I got the nape of my neck done, the actual piercing, like where the needle was going through, I didn't really feel anything. They had it clamped. It was when they put the jewelry in that it really hurt. The jewelry is a weird shaped bar, so they had to like hook it around in, and that did not feel good at all. And they had a longer bar put in for the first week just because there was a lot of swelling, and then after the swelling had gone down they changed it to a smaller bar, so that hurt again when they switched the bar, but after that I've never changed it since. And it was a very good piercing for healing, didn't bother me much. You just had to be very careful brushing your hair or putting your clothes on because you can catch it easily. I've had a few times where I've caught it on randomly weird things and it doesn't feel good, but for the most part it was pretty easy. The first piercings I ever got were just the classic earlobes. I used to have 5 in each. Now I just wear the bottoms. The bottoms, you can see they're a bit bigger than the rest of them. That's because I used to have my ears stretched. I didn't have them stretched huge. You could maybe fit like a pencil through them. But I just kind of got bored of that, and even without anything in my earring in my ears, like I still have a bit of a bigger hole. So when I'm wearing earrings, I've kind of got to make sure I wear bigger ones that aren't going to fall through, which isn't a big deal. But all the rest of these, I don't wear them anymore. Just have no interest. So then the next piercing I got, I think I was 16 when I got these, was just your cartilage piercing up there. I got both of these done at the same time, and for the cartilage, for whatever reason, I find it actually really hurts. It's very sharp pain, and I remember I got the first one done. I had already paid, and I was thinking, why did I think I wanted another one? And then the second one felt like it hurt worse than the first. It sucked. And then I find for ear piercings, especially in the cartilage, they're the worst for healing, just pain-wise, because you hit them on everything, like talking on the phone with your pillow when you're sleeping. It feels so bruised. Putting clothes on, brushing your hair, I find them very irritating. So the next one in this ear is my tragus. Right now I just have a little post in it that has a flat back. Tragus is a thicker piece of cartilage to go through. I didn't find it hurt actually anywhere compared to here. It just felt like a lot of pressure, and it was the same thing for healing. You knock it on a lot of stuff and it's super irritating. And then over in this ear I have another just cartilage piercing at the top. So same thing, those ones, for whatever reason, I find they hurt to get and are really bruised after. And then this one here is a conch piercing. I just have a little horseshoe ring in it. This is my favorite ear piercing that I have. That one didn't hurt. It felt like the tragus was a lot of pressure to push through, and then I didn't find it too irritating at all afterwards. So for ears, they're not that bad. They're just mostly annoying for the healing. And now for piercings I've taken out, I don't know which side it was. I think it was up here. I had the upper lip piercing, where again it was a post with a flat back. Had that for about 7 years. I really liked it, but unfortunately it would hit on this tooth here, and it was making my gum line recede, so I had to take it out. Because if your gum line recedes too much, it's not going to grow back. You have to get a gum graft, which I had no desire for, so I took that out. I also used to have my septum pierced, which is right through the center of your nose here, and I really liked that one. I wish I never took it out, but I did. It wasn't a bad piercing to get, either was this one. This one was just a bit annoying to first get used to when you were eating or smiling. I found it would catch on the bottom of my tooth. The septum was probably the easiest piercing for healing. It was no trouble at all. And then I have both my nostrils pierced. I've had those really long too. I got them after I got the cartilage piercings up here. Now in them is just a little hook type of jewelry. You can get the posts that are just straight and they have a little bubble on the end so that they don't fall out, but I find they can fall out while you're sleeping or when you're having a shower and washing your face. So most of the time I use these hook ones. The only problem with the hook ones, sometimes the hook end is kind of misplaced and it's sticking up a little bit and you can kind of see it, so like sometimes I'm pushing them back. So it just depends what you feel like, but I'll put the other post ones in if I'm just going out for the day, but I always take them out at night because I have had those lost in my bed and had to find them, and I was lucky that I did find them. So those are my piercings. Oh, I also have my belly button pierced, but that's nothing exciting to see. Oh, for my nose, those are very sharp when you get them pierced and they make your eyes water, but as for healing, they're really easy to heal too. And your belly button just feels like a little bit of a pinch. It wasn't bad at all, but your belly button takes probably almost a year to heal. All piercings heal from the outside in. So even if you think your piercing looks healed on the outside, it still could be raw in the very center. So you really don't want to change your jewelry until you've given them the proper amount of time, which your piercer will advise you. I always think you should go longer because it's not going to hurt. If you take your piercing out too soon and try to switch the jewelry in and it's not healed, say for your belly button, you could take your jewelry out, grab your new piece of jewelry you want to put in, and you're not going to get it through, because if that center wasn't totally healed, it could come together already and not have a hole anymore. So it's really a good idea to wait or go to your piercer to get them to professionally switch your jewelry for you. Now all the piercings, I always waited longer, and then I know people who waited not as long as they should have and have lost the piercing because they took it out and couldn't get anything back in. So it's worth your money to wait and make sure you give it a long time. And also make sure you don't play with your jewelry, because playing with it when it's not healed, you're just going to cause an infection. You could cause it to shift or migrate. You could cause it to bump up. A lot of things can happen. And you also want to make sure you clean your jewelry as often as the piercer told you. You don't want to over clean, because then that's actually going to irritate it and prevent it from healing. And you want to make sure you use something proper to clean it with. I always use sea salt and warm water, washed it one to two times a day, and that was it. You would just soak it in the warm water with a little bit of sea salt. You got to be careful that you don't use things like peroxide or alcohol. Those can actually dry out your piercing and really irritate it, which again is going to cause redness, some swelling, and it could get like flaky, which could cause an infection. It could just irritate your ears, so you just, or wherever you have it, so you just really need to be careful that you're following what your piercer advised you to do for the healing. And I guess that's about all. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. Okay guys, bye!